Thanks for joining me today to have some time reading together. Today we'll be reading the book called Southwest Sunrise by Nikki Grimes and illustrated by Wendell Miner. So thank you for joining us. And so in New Mexico, where we live, does this look pretty familiar to us here? May not look familiar to people not in New Mexico, but this does look familiar to us here. But what about the front cover? Look at this. Do we have buildings like this in New Mexico? What do you think this is? That's right, it does look like a big city. A big city because we can see right here that this is a skyscraper. And we don't have skyscrapers like that in New Mexico. Very good, this picture is of a big city. Southwest Sunrise by Nikki Grimes. Too old to cry myself to sleep, I hide behind my baseball cap, close my eyes, and pout, all the way from New York to New Mexico, mad about moving to a place of shadows. That's all I see when I land. Why are we here? What's so great about New Mexico? What is a place of shadows? Yes. Someplace dark? That's true. Anyone else? What does a place of shadows mean to you? That's right, it could be someplace scary. So Jaden, the main character in our story, is landing here in New Mexico, and he's expecting it to be a scary, dark place of shadows. I wake up to a knife of sunlight slicing through the room. Look at that. What did Jaden call that? A knife. Why do you think he called it a knife? Because the light looks like it's slicing? Very good, that's right. The knife of sunlight is a metaphor because we're comparing the sunlight to a knife when we know this isn't a real knife. It's a good job. Dad says it's mine. I rub my eyes and stare out the barless window at a mountain striped in rainbow. Hey, who put that there? I didn't see it last night. That's right. Do you see through the window? The mountain? Is it actually striped in a rainbow? Did someone come and paint a rainbow across the mountain? And so why do you think Jaden called it painted in rainbow, striped in rainbow? Has anyone seen a mountain striped in rainbow here in New Mexico? What did it look like? That's right. That's right. You see the different layers of the rock, and they're all different colors. And so Jaden's comparing the mountain to rainbow stripes. Good job. I pad across a cool tile floor, spy a rope of red chili peppers dangling in the kitchen window. Bet it's the only color I'll find here. Everybody knows browns and tans are the only colors deserts are good for. Are browns and tans the only colors we have in the desert? What other colors do we have here? Exactly. That's right. We have lots of different colors here. And so it sounds like a lot of us have a different perspective than Jaden does. Some of us feel different than Jaden about the desert colors, and some of us feel the same as Jaden. And that's okay. I like that. We can all have our own opinion. Even so, I step outside to take a look around, gripping the field guide Mom gave me at breakfast. I flip through the pages, spot fancy named flowers in lots of bright shades I don't expect to find. Some of the colors that you mentioned, the yellow, magenta. Wait, there's the one called Wine Cup, spilling its burgundy beauty for me to drink up. And aren't those yellow bells? They wake up the desert with their silent ring. Oh, hot red fire wheel flowers, their tips flame yellow-orange across the canyon. There's a patch of calypso orchids. So glad I didn't miss them dancing purple in the wind. My mom will love those. See the beautiful flowers? What do you know? Opposite our house, I discover another kind of color. A house made of pinkish clay, with edges round as bubbles. Adobe. What word is used to compare the house edges to bubbles? Jaden says here, edges round as bubbles. So what word is Jaden using to compare the house edges to bubbles? That's right. Thank you. And what do we know about the word as and like? We just learned that those are similes. So comparing the edges of the adobe house to bubbles is a simile. Good job. I shiver from the silence, unbroken by the familiar sound of sirens, but not for long. A few yards down the road, I pick up the mad chatter of winged gossips, passing secrets from one unfamiliar tree to another. The guidebook calls them pinon trees. Someone should tell these flying chatterboxes magpies are beautiful when their beaks are still, when they sail on air and right across the sky with long black tips of their tails. There's Jaden waving to the birds. I look up, try to understand the deep waves of turquoise overhead. I search for the end of blue, but there is none. Where was all this sky in New York City? Was it hiding? Where do you normally have to go to see the waves? To the water, that's right. Or to an ocean, to a stream. But Jaden isn't looking at an ocean in this picture. What is he looking at? That's right, the sky. And so once again, what he's doing is he's comparing the New Mexico sky, this time, to an ocean. What do you think it is about the New Mexico sky that reminds Jaden of the New York Ocean, which is called the Atlantic? What reminds Jaden of the ocean? The blue? That's right. We think the color blue is reminding him of the blue ocean. We also feel a point because it is so large, and that reminds him of the huge body of water, the ocean. Great. Never mind the sky. I still miss the feeling of wow, craning my neck to study the tops of skyscrapers. Just like those tall buildings we looked at the very beginning. I lower my eyes to watch where I'm going. A giant blackbird parades by. Feathers slick as wet air. I cluck at him. He's a simple city crow, but the guidebook says he's a raven. The kingly bird cocks his proud head and stares me down for the insult, then slowly struts away, certain I can't catch him. Feathers slick, wet hair. That's right. Feathers slick as wet hair. And what does the word as tell us? When we use the word as to compare the raven's feathers to slick hair, what is that called? Thank you. It is called a simile when we use the words as or like to compare two things. Jaden likes his similes and metaphors. My early morning walk kicks up another surprise, one stunned cousin of the alligator. I squat down and catch the lizard with cupped hands, feel his curved digits skitter along my palm, as ready to run as I am to let him. See how Jaden's got the lizard? Has anyone here in class caught a lizard before? If you've caught a lizard, show me yes. If you've not, just show me. More than half the class has caught a lizard. That's one great thing about living in New Mexico. We have these lizards. I shade my eyes from the desert sun and squint. The river of sand washes up bleached bones like seashells at Jones Beach. Rib, bird skull, turtle shell. What stories do they have to tell? Using this picture and the word clues, can anyone tell me a simile or a metaphor that Jaden used on this page? You could even come up and point to it if you want. Good job. River of sand. That's perfect. And we know that's not using the word as or like, so it's not a simile comparison. Perfect. That's a metaphor when we say river of sand. Did anyone else see another one that they'd like to point out? Bones like seashells. Good job. Good job. Why do you think Jaden is comparing all of the desert to an ocean? Because he's from New York. And what do they have in New York that we don't have here? Exactly, the Atlantic Ocean. And so Jaden's using everything he knows from New York to describe our desert here in New Mexico. It's pretty cool. I reach road's end, turn the corner, and am startled by the stone towers off in the distance, red rock pillars holding up the sky. Daddy should have told me this new place has its own skyscrapers. Look at how small Jaden looks. Jaden! I hear Mom's voice cut through the quiet. Time to head back, but not before I pick a few flowers. Seems that he remembers his mom. I wave to Mom where she waits on the porch, flash her a fistful of flowers, and the first smile she's seen since New York. Maybe I can think about calling this place home. Do you think Jaden changed his opinion about New Mexico? I do too. I do too. What was Jaden's perspective in the beginning of the story? Yeah, Jaden did not think he was going to be happy living in New Mexico. And what makes us think that? Do you remember anything from the front of the book that made us think? Exactly right. Jaden had said right away that he was crying himself to sleep. He was so upset, he was mad about moving to a place of shadows. Do you think Jaden thought that New Mexico was a place of shadows after his nature walk? What makes you think that Jaden started to like New Mexico? That's right, Jaden caught a lizard. Jaden saw the beautiful flowers. Yeah, that's great. Thank you for taking the time to read Southwest Sunrise with me today and learn all about the similes and metaphors used in the story. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.